injured. I have made a massive mistake. We've proved that you do not need pace. A very good goal from Ito. Rage quit. Hi guys, I'm ghostofmessalla and welcome back to the top 10, not the top 10, the 10 best ratings refresh players so far. So that's quite a title, I know, but basically what this is ratings refresh, where each player is, not each, some players are upgraded midway through the season to if they're doing well in real life. These are the top 10 best that I think. So I'm talking about the top 10 most improved, not the top 10. So you know, I could just put like De Bruyne, Hazard, all of those on this list, but we know De Bruyne's card hasn't changed much, and I'm only going to talk about gold cards that people might actually use. So some bronze card might have got an absolutely insane upgrade, doubling all of his stats, but that's not going to affect anyone because he's only got upgraded to a silver card. So I'm not going to talk about that in this video. Again, you can search up the highest upgraded ratings refresh cards yourself. So yeah, and yes, so also 2 from each league, so there might be a league that is slightly missed out, but I was doing 2 from each league. So let's get on with it. Hopefully my computer doesn't crash this time mid recording. So yeah, and first up we have Nabil Fekir. He's already a good card. He gets plus he was already a good card, but he gets +7 physical to go with that card, making it a great card. And all of his other necessary stats have 80+. This is a great card to use, almost basically essential for a French team. And yeah, so it's a great cam, and yeah, so it's just a really good card now because of those mostly 80s. And then we move on to the Brazilian central defensive mid from the Premier League. And he's not Fernandinho, and he's definitely not the best CDM in the game by miles. In other leagues you've got way better alternatives, but in the BPL there's not too much to choose from, and the only cheap BPL alternative was really Bakayoko. But with this upgrade, and you'd have to play Fernandinho if you wanted 2 central defensive mids, you have to play Fernandinho as well. But now with this upgrade, Fernandinho is now much better, has good stats all around, whereas Bakayoko lacks in some areas. And this card is basically now essential for a BPL team, unless you want to still use Bakayoko, although it is quite expensive, being around the 30k mark last time I checked. Another Brazilian central defensive mid now in the form of Casemiro from La Liga, and it's a good defensive upgrade. Those stats might not seem by a lot, but defensive stats mean everything. A small upgrade in defensive stats is like a big upgrade in other stats. So he's basically the best choice in La Liga for a CDM. This upgrade makes him the best choice in La Liga for a CDM, so rivaled by pretty much no one. So if you want a CDM from La Liga, you've got to go for Casemiro now. So next up from the Bundesliga we have Niklas Süle, German centre back, and he doesn't get that much of an upgrade, but he gets, I think, 85 defending, 82 physical. That is good enough for a centre back in weekend league, and he's basically the only good cheap centre back apart from Socrates, and you'd have to play Socrates alongside him in order to get a good defence. So he's basically another good defender from the Bundesliga, and yeah, so now he's the one you're going to use in that defensive partnership with Socrates alongside him. Pop a shadow on him and he's fine. He's a bit slow, but yeah, when you put a shadow on him, he has perfectly good stats, in fact really good stats. So, and another centre back now, I think he's Slovakian centre back, Skriniar, probably pronounced that wrong, almost certainly pronounced it wrong. Plays for Inter Milan in Calcio A, and he gets +6 overall from a 74 rated silver to an 80 rated gold, and he has really good defensive stats. I think 85 defending, 76 physical, might be wrong on that, might be like 82 or something like that, but this makes him the best cheap CDM in said CDM too much, best cheap centre back in the Serie A, possibly even the best under 1k centre back in the entire game. He's almost as good as the 85 rated Barzagli. Okay, and on to the second part now. Seems I've chosen more attacking players in this part, completely coincidentally. As we move on to the second League player, Malcolm, right wing, Brazilian again, and he's one of the best upgrades on this list, honestly. He comes with absolutely amazing stats. He had alright stats before, but I think 84 pace, 85 dribbling, might be wrong. I'm just pulling these stats out of my head. And this card, I would suggest you use this because it looks absolutely insane with these stats. Might be quite slow. You want to put like a hunter on him or something, but 84 pace is enough really, and honestly it looks like a really good card with that 85 dribbling, 78 shooting. Put it in a Brazil hybrid, tell me how it goes, because it looks really good. Another Brazilian winger now, we have Richarlison from the Premier League, playing left wing, and his upgrade brought him into gold territory. He has 5-star weak foot to go with his goal. He had 5-star weak foot before the upgrade, and with improved dribbling and alright pace, you know, 85 pace is enough. It makes him a really good alternative for a very cheap left wing. So you know how you always see Izquierdo might be seeing a bit of Richarlison because of those 5-star skill moves. But I am struggling slightly for the Premier League. It was either this or Lingard, so you know, Premier League didn't get too many good upgrades, to be honest. And next up we have another left wing, continuing the pattern, someone who's got a couple of good usable informs this year. Gonzalo Guedes, +5 for Guedes is bound to give him a good rating, and there's there's not too many of a cheap left wing choices for La Liga, and he now has 77 shooting. His pace didn't get upgraded, but his pace was good anyway. 77 shooting means he is now usable, and his other stats too. So yeah, you might want to use him as a left wing in the league because he's now gold. And next up we have another left wing, someone who got a lot of usable informs, a Bailey from the Bundesliga, Jamaican left mid, and another +5 again for Bailey, but he has good enough shooting to be a cheap Bundesliga left wing because he had enough pace as well. We're seeing that with a lot of cards, that this shooting upgrade makes, he had, I think, has 70 shooting, now he has 75, +5 is a lot in shooting. It turns someone from not able to shoot at all to be able to shoot well. So 75, and of course I was going to say if he gets a couple of informs, which is very good. He has a couple of informs anyway. Those unfortunately didn't get upgrades, but his base card is good if you are like making a new team and don't have coins to spend on the sort of informs or something like that. And now we move on to the final upgrade, and I was struggling a bit for Calcio A, and then I realised this is the most insane upgrade I think I've seen ever. This card has gone from 2k to 150k. Now this might just be a glitch on the website that I get all the details from, but if this isn't, that is an absolutely mind-blowing upgrade, and you can see why. I mean, I know I was going for, but this is a massive improvement. +3 or +4 most important stats, and I mean, if you pack this card, please tell me if it's good, if it's as good as it seems, because I might just go and buy it. You know, this Immobile, which is why Calcio A was one of the stronger leagues in terms of upgrades. And yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed this. Please leave suggestions, not suggestions, but other players you think have got absolutely amazing upgrades this year, and tell me if you have any of these players, whether they're as good as I think they are. And yeah, so also tell me rest of the world's coming out, I think I want to say Monday, so tell me who you would like to see in that. I know who I would like to see in the form of Nakajima, the Portuguese left wing. Hopefully he'll become a gold. But yeah, I'll see you next time, and I hope you've enjoyed one of these top 5s again. So yeah, I'll see you.